And welcome everybody to Twillow Talk. Today we have a special guest, Ramzi Cheety. So I am Tanis Coughlin from the Twillow Lifestyle Community, Twillow Lifestyle Academy. I'm a Reiki Master, Celtic Shamanic High Priestess, Galactic Ambassador, and stuff, And my beautiful co-host is Jennifer Jerkowski. Jen, why don't you tell people what you do?
Sure. Jennifer Jerkowski, registered psychotherapist, certified Canadian counselor, and then a whole bunch of other stuff that I tell you guys every week. So let's get on to our guest.
Okay, let's hear what Ramzi does.
What I do? I just usually come to the show and sit and look pretty, and that opens up.
Okay, perfect.
I'm a psychic medium, NLP practitioner. I do a lot of energy healing, but my main focus is between mediumship and hypnosis.
Awesome.
I'm on the show on Halloween night.
Yes, we have a special show tonight, Halloween night.
Yep.
It's not really, we don't have anything planned, but they always come in. So you might get messages and stuff tonight because the ancestors are around, the veil is thin, we're all pretty tuned in, so you never know what's going to come up tonight.
Guys are so fun.
So we welcome interaction from whoever's out there. Please feel free to jump on and tell us hello, say hello, and ask any questions that you may have.
I love how you say it. Whoever's out there.
Yeah,
wherever you are, however you bring the message.
Whatever. We may get questions from the other side. Who knows?
Come on, they're supposed to answer us, man.
True. Yeah, that's true. Okay, comments then. We may get comments from the other side. So we'll see.
It's so funny. I'm sorry, but the energy has been so wonky over the last little bit, and I'm sure you guys have felt it, but I have gone from everything from like stupid giddy silly to like so sad and feeling completely disconnected from life to like so intensely activated and like in and on to, and it's like this constant bouncing. And so I just wanted to put that out there. So if anybody else is feeling that, it's
you're not alone. I think all of us are in that boat, and there's, our clients feel it too. I'm sure, we've all had the phone ringing with clients wanting to come in because they don't understand what's happening, and
why communication isn't working, why they can't seem to feel that connection, why they can't get their messages across, why they're not understanding the other. Like that's all very much in the transits right now. So
yeah,
absolutely. You're not alone. Just take a step back, give yourself a moment. Don't need to find answers right now.
Right.
Give it a bit of time on that connection.
It's okay to feel it through.
Yeah.
Ride the waves, as Jen says, right?
Yeah.
You got to ride the waves. So, so it's all good. This is, the big picture is that we're going through the ascension process, and that's just what's happening, and our bodies are actually changing. We're getting crystalline DNA structure that's coming online, and that takes a lot of, I guess, reserved energy, and the body puts its attention there and not on what we want to be doing, and so we feel a little spacey, and we're off in other dimensions and doing all sorts of other things, right? Some of us more than others. And what have you been feeling, Ramzi?
Well, almost the same things, all over the place, not focused, and sometimes too focused, and mood swings. I didn't want to say it, but it's there. There are times where I just want to scream, and others, everything is just perfect, love and light for everybody, and then seconds later, it's like,
get out of my way! Yeah.
problem with connections on the computer today 5 times before we got it right. Although
Yep.
it's the same setup, it's the same computer, nothing changes, just it ain't working today.
Mhm.
There's a lot of interferences, and of course tiredness. That's one of the things that not only myself, but there are a lot of people are feeling it too.
Yeah, even if you sleep, you're waking up tired. Like it's not, and a lot of people are like having that intermittent sleep. You know, they're up 4 times overnight, and
Yeah.
so yeah, it's in the transits, right, Jen?
Yeah. So just
Yeah.
self-compassion, bring it home, do what you need to do to just be kind to yourself
Mm-hmm.
as you go through it.
Yes,
If you can.
agree. You shouldn't be jumping into anything right now or putting yourself down. It's like, no, I'm tired. No, you can't be tired. Go do it. You don't have to do anything. You really don't have to do anything.
No.
Whatever you do won't be a proper outcome. It will be a forced outcome. Then you have to redo again. Just go with the flow. Let it right away. Right away.
Ride the way. There we go. That's
One
our
thing I
motto
have
for today.
noticed with the transits and all right now is there's also a lot of creative juices flowing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need to take the time to go in and really just kind of process things that are coming, inspirations, things like that, that's okay too, because that's also really heightened right now.
Yes.
And so part of it might be that we feel tired or we feel disconnected because we're not supposed to be out there. We're supposed to be in here,
Mm-hmm.
kind of doing what we need to do to move ourselves forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's a great time to stay home and write a book.
Yeah.
Right? That creative process where you don't have interference from outside and you're just very
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should take my own advice. That's what these two are thinking. I know that they're thinking. They're like, yes, and what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And for
Well, it's so funny though because go ahead, Ramzi.
no, I was going to say, for those of you who don't want to write a book, sit and talk to your team.
Your guides, yeah.
Talk to your guys. Talk to your. Just be with them. Sit down and okay. I'm talking from a mediumship perspective, but
Yeah.
you don't have to feel them in order to talk to them. They're always around. If it is a relative, an ancestor, or whatever it is that is around you, just sit and feel them. Be with them. It's a perfect time.
It is.
Thanks.
The worst that could happen is that you actually hear them and they'll help you.
And some people will be like, hear them?
By the way, for those, maybe I said it a bit wrong. You're not gonna hear, "Oh, come and see me." No. You're gonna hear your voice in your head, giving you some tips and guidance. Nothing strange, nothing weird. It's not a horror movie. And it will never be a horror movie. So.
Just because it's Halloween doesn't mean that we're going to.
No, don't believe everything you see in those movies. You know, I mean, I think the three of us deal with a lot of stuff that they do in horror movies and whatnot. It ain't like that. Just saying.
Yep.
And that's all I'm going to say on that matter.
Maybe we should pull that card and see
I
what
think
we're.
we should. Yeah, I think we should see what the cards tell us we should talk about rather than the
Because we're a little too all over.
Maybe they'll give us. We'll ask them to give us a little bit of guidance on what to talk about. So with Twillow Talk, usually what our plan is we pick a card for a topic from this deck here, the Diana Cooper, Greg Stewart. And we get a card with a topic, and then it gives us a little description and also an affirmation to work with. So let's see what the guides have in store for us today. Oh dear, yes. I think we have Pleiadians in the room. Oh, we got two cards here. Okay, which one? Left or right?
Ramzi?
Jen?
Yes.
Left or right hand?
Right. I had to figure out which one it is.
He's the guest. We'll go with that. Alrighty.
What is it?
It would be the instruction card.
See, because we don't know how it works.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Oh my goodness, I guess they're trying to give us instructions. Okay, let's try that again.
Well, what was the other one? Do we know?
I don't know now.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. That was
Ah.
funny.
While you're trying to pick that, I said, let me pick a card for wisdom, and I got the Four of Swords.
Cool. What does that mean?
It means you have enough inner clarity to successfully carry out your plans. So that,
Here we go.
Was that in reverse? I think that might have come out in reverse, right?
It's such a beautiful message, though, because even when you feel chaotic, right? Even because I'm thinking about this for myself, like even when I feel so scattered, I recognize in that moment, let me phrase that. If I recognize in that moment that I'm connected and that the power I have is not mine, but it comes through that connection, then I definitely do have the clarity I need, even when I feel all over the place. But if I don't come home to that connection, I'm all over the map.
So the moral to that is to meditate. So that is our card, meditation. And I know you can't read that, so I'm going to actually read it. Okay, so meditation. Prayer is talking to the divine, while meditation is listening. When you still the chatter in your mind, you enter the silence where all things are known. Connect with the universal consciousness and synchronize with your infinite potential. Here lie enlightened answers, which enable you to act with certainty and a deep knowing. Your decisions become wiser, and your joy contagious. Remember that a quiet mind bestows immense health benefits and a sense of well-being. It enhances your power to manifest your visions. In the affirmation, I create time to meditate. Oh, sorry. It's everything we've talked about already.
Mm-hmm.
So we were already on the right track. We just needed confirmation.
yeah.
Perfect.
So meditation.
Perfect.
So quiet the mind so you can hear them.
Mm-hmm.
Who said it? God is silence and everything else is a cheap interpretation. I can't remember who said that.
I have not heard that.
But starting with meditation is actually quieting the mind and going inside. You don't have to go outside. You go inside, and then you can find all the wisdoms of the universe right there, waiting for you. Like Ken said, it's just even in the chaos of the moment. Once she knows she's connected, she goes inside, and that's it.
Yeah.
Everything falls into place.
Yeah. Meditation. We actually did this one a long time ago. And
Did we?
yeah.
So I've got the things mixed up again.
Oh, that's okay. We can sort that out later. But it was interesting because I was kind of reflecting as you were reading it, we, through our own experiences, through ongoing meditation, through our practices, we change, right? And I was thinking, wow, okay, it's been a while since we did meditation. And it's, an interesting thing to think back and kind of go, where did I stand on it before? And how do I feel about it now? And what is similar? What is different? All of that. And I think, what comes to mind for me is, again, that idea that it's just about being connected. It's about shutting off the separate sense of self and connecting to source, whatever that looks like for you, however you can best do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because everybody does it a little different, right? Mm-hmm. Like there's moving meditation, there's breathing meditations, right? I mean, there's tons. I don't need to list them all.
Cooking meditation, maybe not for everybody, but for me.
Ramzi. There's even like painting meditation. So I used to get into that. I used to paint more, and that would be my meditation. I would lose myself in what I was doing and just allow.
I'm reminded as a child actually doing an exercise with my aunt, and we just took a plate and put it on a piece of paper and traced around it, and then it was like, just put color however you want inside and see what comes up, and what evolves and what comes from that, and being able to kind of explore that was really powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to start to see images and whatever like if you're swirling paint together, and to watch for the images that come up and show themselves as you go through. That's fun.
Yeah. I like the idea of cooking meditation too.
For me, when I cook, it's like doing an artwork. Like you paint something, and I just lose time and lose presence of who's around. There's nobody around, and something magical happens, and actually a masterpiece at the end of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, food is not just grow something to eat it. It has to be, you have to use all your senses to do something to eat it. So I actually lose myself into creating a simple dish or even a simple sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
And what time is supper? I know we're having sandwiches, but it's simple. So
yeah. Well, and I think that I've loved using, talking about intention, right? And so with cooking and things like that, it's always about the intention of putting love into the food and really imbuing that energy into it, of creativity and anticipation, right? All of those things, and really kind of savoring the aspects and components of it. And that can be such a beautiful meditative process.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when you get to that point, and that's just my experience, is that I know when it's ready without even going to check to see if it's actually cooked well, if it's to the right internal temperature. I feel it. I'm with it. It's hard for me to explain, but you become one with the object of creation,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get a masterpiece at the end, Michelangelo.
Beautiful.
So it's good to do all of these things, whatever it is, in order to quiet the mind. Because I actually found that quote. It's by Rumi. He said, "Silence is the language of God, and all else is poor translation."
Yes.
So when you immerse yourself in an activity, whatever it is, even if it's silence or cooking or art, you quiet your mind. You don't lose yourself, but you quiet your mind. And once you quiet your mind, you merge. You're one with the creator, and the creation comes through you. And that in itself, Ken, you mentioned before, you start to change with time. Your view on the world changes. Your action towards certain things will start to change, and slowly you start to see things just, it's a movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to participate, you just participate in and out of the movie, and it doesn't affect you anymore. And it's a beautiful thing once you get to that point.
Yeah.
Being in flow.
Being in the flow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, and even bringing Rumi in and thinking about, the Sufi mantra of like, no praise, no blame. When we're in a meditative state and we're producing something, the expectation that another is going to appreciate or not appreciate, all of that falls by the wayside, because it's not our creation anymore. It is just a creation, right? To be honored for what it is. And meditation has such a beautiful way of taking us out of our, attachment to it. And a connection is very different than an attachment, right? And so
Yes.
it's a very different kind of connection to what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Sorry, I was looking for Rumi cards. I have a pack here somewhere, but they're not right here. So.
Mine are on the shelf.
Would you like to pick a Rumi card?
I could pick a Rumi card,
Why
sure.
don't we pick a Rumi card? We've talked about him a couple of times. Let's pick a Rumi
I
card.
did not know that there's a Rumi card.
Yeah, there's a Rumi deck. It's really nice.
Oh,
The Rumi Oracle deck.
Yeah, that's the one I have too. Yeah.
we'll look into it.
Tonight is full of surprises. Who knew we'd be doing this?
I don't know. I felt called to do that. I feel called to pull a card myself, actually.
You know what I pulled?
What?
Beyond death, life.
Oh, that's perfect for tonight.
Of all of the cards that we could have for tonight,
Yeah.
that was the one that just jumped out of the deck.
Yeah.
So,
Not surprised.
yeah. So the Rumi quote that goes with it, footprints lead to the shore of the sea. Beyond that point, no trace remains.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the full part of that, and I'm just going to read it because I feel like I'm being told to. I am calling to you. Can you hear me? Listen. Within your heart, there I speak. My voice rings true. You are urged beyond what has been. The time has come. Lay it to rest now. This ending comes as grace to free you from all that you have known. For what you have known is now too small for your soul. Bear your uncertainty with equanimity. I am certain enough for both of us. Allow me to show you the light that you are, that burns within you, blazing angel of heavenly purity. I will unveil you to yourself, undressing your ego, casting aside its layers, as tender as a lover, with unwavering attention upon the sacred body of light. You shall know yourself in truth, as pure, beyond all experience, untainted, ever innocent, as a pure vessel, stripped bare, ready for divine revelation, as light, as life, as love.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Okay, mine's
Powerful.
going to pale in comparison to that. But it's stepping into stillness is the card I picked, which of course is meditation as well. And intuition and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So meditation. So it's my power is born in the majesty of silence.
Mhm.
So
Well, it's all been silence.
it has
Everything
been.
that has come up has been this silence piece. And
Mhm.
you know, and the card that you have is so completely connected to this one and to meditation, right? And the quote that Ramzi shared, this idea that, you know, meditation isn't about the mind figuring it out or the ego playing a role. It's really the process of stripping us down to the core of who we truly are, if we're willing to allow it to have that process. And that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Our analytical mind wants to fix everything. And that is our little problem over here. If and like you said, if we allow it to quiet down, then the other part will come. And usually I do this with hypnosis, NLP.
Mhm.
That's when the analytical start to quiet down. Although some people don't quiet down. I know what you're doing. This is going to happen, and I'm going to do this. And I go, okay, and then we continue the journey until that low voice quiets down and allows the silence from the deep within that person to come out. And that's where things starts to work. It's just amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing what we do to ourselves too.
It's so true. Well, and thinking about, the ego self, right? That part of us is the part that needs to have all the answers, that needs to figure everything out, that needs to ask all the questions and get all the answers. And the true self part of us just knows. And it doesn't need any of that, right? And so
So
when
do you
we're
think
able,
it's safe to say that when we're in fear, then we look for more answers?
yeah,
Do you think that's a safe assumption?
when we're in fear, we are in an ego place.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We move from the deep silence from within into 100% running that hamster wheel. What if this is what I do, what I do, what I do, what I do, and how I'm going to fix this, and how I'm going to fix that. And we put multiple scenarios out there to protect our little fragile nothing, actually, because there's nothing. And then that becomes, and I'm talking that out of experience, from my experience, and that balloons into a massive problem that you can get all the scientists in the world and all the psychologists and psychiatrists, and it just won't work because it's massive. And then you'll let go, and everything just disappears. It just disappears. Because, what's his name? Eckhart Tolle. He calls it the pain body, which is an accumulation of all the stuff that we collected, and all of a sudden they all start working together, and our analytical mind starts forgets the silence, and it starts to grow. It depletes the energy of the person to a point where it's like, oh, okay, I give up. And at that give up point, everything goes back to normal. But the monster stays dormant in the background until it gets instigated again. And that's where we have to come in and remove it so that the silence from within keeps on shining all the time. And I think that Stella was on. Hi, everyone. Hi, Stella. And there's somebody, Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia. Stella. Hi, guys. Are there any guided meditations to bring us back into our true self, our source? Here's our conversation.
Any guided meditations? There very well maybe. I haven't looked into any guided meditations, but I'm sure there must be. I don't know if you guys have any of the guided ones that are.
Well,
I think that any of them that bring you into that heart space are going to really bring you to that essence of self, right? That's that divine self.
Yeah, I think there's different kinds of meditations out there, right? And there's some that are very specific, and they're actual practices to get you into the Merkaba, right? And into that space.
Yeah.
But I think that that's a bit different in this sense, where anything that's going to quiet the mind, quiet the pain body, bring it all down, and just allow you to feel open and connected. Any meditation that's going to do that is going to help you connect to your true authentic self. Like that's, yeah.
So who is our true authentic self? Let's talk about that. Because how do we identify that for ourselves?
It was interesting because when you asked about fear, one of the things that came to mind for me as Ramzi was speaking, too, was this idea that fear is our disconnected part, however that is. Because if we're connected, fear doesn't have place in that. And so the true self, when we talk about it, for me, from a spiritual perspective, is the part of me that does not feel that separation, that will not feed that pain body, that is able to recognize that all things really do work for good, even when they're hard, and that can pour gratitude into an experience regardless of my ego's interpretation of it.
Right. So for me, I think the true self is really that connection, the higher self, as it connects into us, into that soul piece. That's the true self. That when we have that connection with the higher self is connected to all. So it's really sort of that whole system for me. But definitely, like, it seems to come down to the heart, really connecting into that heart space. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Ramzi?
To me, it's that space where, in a conflict, where you're actually so centered that you see it on the outside and have a compassion to the person in front of you, or find a solution first. I'll tell you what happened. 3 days ago, I crossed the street over here, and okay, there's no cars, and then the cop was trying to goes on the other side, and he started yelling, "I'm doing my job," and this and that, and I looked at him, and I went into this space where I thought, the poor guy's been standing here for hours. It's hot. He's frustrated. He's trying to move the lights properly so that cars could move. And here I am cross, and he needed that outlet to just let all his frustration out. And I stood there and I listened to him, and I put my hand on my heart and I said, I do apologize. I am sorry. I disrupted your work. My apologies. And it was just so beautiful. He calmed down immediately, like, whoosh. And we were fine. And I walked out. I walked away. But that's where you get to that point at your true self. Okay, I don't do this every time, but there's certain times where I don't connect. But if you can get into that space in that moment, that's you're the true self.
Yeah. So we are having a bit of connection issue with your mic still there, Ramzi.
Again.
Yeah, it just seems to come in and out a little bit. So
maybe I should get closer. Is it better?
Yeah, it's better when you're up closer. Yeah.
I'll sit in my computer. I'm sorry, but today we're having major difficulties with my equipment. I'm not sure why, so I'll get closer.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think too, we get all of these different concepts because, again, the mind wants to understand, right? And so, when I think of the true self from a kind of mental way of interpreting it, in DBT, we have what's called the wise mind, right? And it's that part of us that can take emotion and can take our rationale and bring it together and have components from both, but allows us to stay calm and to stay present, right? That idea of the heart of hearts, that kind of inner part of us that can stay in a present. Presence just keeps coming back to me as we're talking about it, right? That inner being, in Hinduism, it's the Atman, in the Buddha nature. Like, there's so many different kind of things throughout all of the different belief systems that talk about it, the Christ consciousness. All of those kind of embody what it is to have that true self. So whatever resonates for you, that has, that presence and that connection, that touches source and has truth, that's it.
Yeah. So it brings to mind the soul. So in my frame, we all have our own different frameworks, right, that we work from. Really, it's all the same, guys, but we just have different words that we explain things with. So for me, we have our spirit, which is that very spiritual side of ourselves. And then it comes down through that higher self piece and then down into the soul, which is in the body. So, that whole system for me would be that true self, because you're able to connect with it. But when we're doing the internal work, it's really about connecting into that consciousness, which, there's consciousness in us and around us, as, from what we've seen, right? There's consciousness. We carry our consciousness in our field and our body. From what I've seen. Have you seen stuff on that, guys? Like, where is our consciousness located?
It's somewhere outside. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
From what I've understand the concept, it is somewhere outside, not sitting in a physical body.
Okay.
Because consciousness does not die with the body. It continues its journey.
Okay.
And mediumship, the first thing when you connect with the spirit, it tells you exactly how it is. And that's the consciousness of the spirit that comes closer during a session.
Okay. So for me, that would, in my framework, that would be like the higher self then, would be related to the consciousness.
Mm.
Yeah, and so again, talking to the how we all differ in the way that we speak about things, and how important it is to clarify sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
So
and it's good for everybody to know that, just because we all look at things differently doesn't mean that there's an issue here. We're all really on the same page. We're just using different frameworks to describe the same thing. So
yeah, because for me, I'm very much the spirit, because I think of Holy Spirit and all. It's that the spirit is our, as you said, that connection piece, and the soul. Even though I don't think that it necessarily resides within us, but it is that kind of differentiated part of us. So it is part of the whole, and we're never not part of the whole.
right.
But it is that kind of individual being piece that is part of the whole, right? So when we talk about, what happens to our soul after we die, or, where's your, what's your soul contract, or what's your, all of these different kind of terms that we use, it's about when we come from source to have an individualized experience here, the soul is what carries that individualized experience, but it's never not part of the whole.
Right. Yes. Yes, and that definitely goes with how I was seeing it, and I think it's congruent with what you were saying too, Ramzi.
Yeah,
in terms of that, right?
A drop in the ocean.
Yeah,
with the ocean's characteristics.
I love that. Yes.
Yeah. So we have Annie who has joined us here. Hello, Annie. How are you? Hope all is well. Saw her just the other day. It was great. I'm going to put you on the spot, Ramzi.
Go ahead.
Is there anybody here that has a message that's in the audience? Because I think there's somebody here to speak to somebody. Just saying. So we'll let you think about that.
I felt the presence, but I haven't talked to anybody.
Okay. Are they wanting to talk?
I'll connect in a sec. I'll see who wants to pass a message.
Okay, awesome. Okay, apparently he's going to be busy chatting for a second, so we might as well go on. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Somebody's having throat chakra issues.
There's a stomach issue. There's a throat chakra issue. There's somebody around here, but I'm not sure who and what. I'll have to, because I've been in and out, so I'm not fully connected to see who's around.
No problem.
My throat, my voice went away.
Yeah. So I can feel your dad, Annie. I can feel he's around. I don't remember what his why he left us. I can't remember exactly why he left us, but I'm wondering if that's what Ramzi's is feeling. So if you're still here, if you can let us know, please, that would be great. If it's not him, it's somebody who's very strong personality. But I do feel your dad here anyways, because I've felt your dad's energy before. But I'm not sure if that's who Ramzi's feeling.
It is a male energy. I don't know who's who, but I don't know who's around. Like I said, there's something with the lower abdomen. He's around. He's a strong character. Average height to tall, not too tall. So if somebody can take that, you can say yes, and then we can continue. Otherwise, I have no idea what they want.
I don't know. It's just I had a knocking like on a door. That's why I had to interrupt, because I was like, okay, somebody's wanting to do something. Jen, are you getting anything?
Yeah, the stuff I pick up on though isn't necessarily what we're gonna share at the moment. I'm just doing some background work.
Perfect.
Oh, okay.
Here we are.
My little designer, his blood cells did not regenerate. Yes, like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Strong presence for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I just felt it when she came in. And so he's spoken numerous times to us. So I thought that was probably who it was, but
Well, there's a message of love. I have tears in my eyes. I want to just tell you that I love you. And then it's just like, for some reason, it got stuck in my throat.
had trouble talking at the end. There you go. There's your confirmation. Yeah.
Yeah. But grateful for everything that you've done. You've been there for me. Very emotional. And I just want to hug you and thank you for everything, for a beautiful life. Sorry. It happens.
Yes, it happens. Thank you for allowing yourself to step into that, Ramzi. Beautiful. Yes, it feels calmer now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You wanted to get that through.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Now, we were talking about meditation and consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I have something. Okay, I have a squirrel mind that really,
Yeah.
yeah. So 2 seconds, and I just jump to every little thing around, and I can't focus anymore. So I say I wanna do meditation for 5 minutes. 2 minutes, I'm out of it because I'm like thinking, oh my God, half an hour just passed. And so I found at the beginning the best way to meditate is to go into an imagination state. There's no guided meditation. There's nothing. I just close my eyes, and I love the beach. I love the nature. I just go for a walk in my imaginative state, and that actually helped me go into a meditative state without being guided through one of those YouTube, you know, 10-minute guided meditation stuff. Where sometimes they aggravate me because my mind can't handle it. It's like, are you done? Is it 15 minutes now? Because I'm really done. And I look at it, it's just 2 minutes past. And it's always on the clock 2 minutes, and I break out. So just for anybody who's just like me, has a squirrel brain, please, you can use that.
Definitely. So we see a post here that's talking about it being intense. Could you please share who you are? Because we're not seeing it.
Let me see.
I'm not seeing it. Are you seeing it?
Yeah, that's Michelle Marie.
Oh, hello. Thanks for joining us. I think this was from her as well then.
And we have also Pamela Dryden on the call.
Hello, Pamela. Thank you for joining us.
And we got a thank you.
And a thank you from
Yeah,
Annie.
that's beautiful.
Glad we could help. Yes, Michelle Marie, sending you love as well. So don't forget to join Michelle and I on Wednesday as well. We do
I
a
think
show.
I'm on the call. I'm on that
7.
show too.
Oh, yes, you are on this week.
Yeah,
We're going to be seeing a lot of each other this week, Ramzi.
and Friday.
That's right, because then you've got
Yeah.
your show on Friday.
Yes, open mic Friday,
Mhm.
light language.
Yes,
So we're on to.
we're on lots this week. Stay tuned, all. There we go. Okay, so meditation.
Yeah.
What's Wednesday? Wednesday is Michelle, Marie, and I do readings, and then we have guests. And so Ramzi is our guest this week.
Yeah, Pamela, you'll see that on Awaken to Your True Self on my webpage, and well, I'll announce it. I don't know what's happening. He's not leaving me, I think, but I'll announce it, and you can join us on Wednesday.
Mhm.
Sit down. Yeah, just jump on down for 2 seconds. I'll be back.
Okay. Yes, it's Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. So just so you know about that, that's the show that Michelle and I do. And Jen, what are you up to? You and I are writing a class. What are you up to?
Yeah, well, we're writing a class, and I've been working on some material that I'm hoping to eventually get out on doing some of the EMDR stuff that I've been working with lately. Yeah, not doing any podcasts or anything other than this one at the moment, but we shall see.
So we are also going to be working on lots of other classes coming up for the Academy. We're going to be talking about our new season coming up in January to March or April, like whatever that season is. So yes, we are going to have so much fun.
Yeah, I know we had at one point actually talked about doing like a meditation kind of workshop, which was something that we talked about a while back, and we never really ended up moving forward. But if that's something that is of interest, especially considering it's the topic for tonight,
for sure,
would be happy to do a meditation workshop where we talk about all of the different kinds of meditation and really looking at the practices and how to make it work for you. Because like Ramzi said, we each have our own way and we need to find what's right for us. So the people who are out there who go, I can't meditate. No, you just haven't found the right way for you yet.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And so we all have the capacity to connect with source. We all have the capacity to know our true selves. We all have the capacity to silence the ego, to starve the pain body, to be able to really know who we are and move from that place. And so it's really about finding what works for you and then putting that into practice.
Absolutely.
So we had a question as to whether this is the warrior training. That's the one that Jen and I are working on together, is the light warrior training. Yes. We're hoping to get that up and ready for next year. So that'll be fun. That will have meditation in it, I'm sure, as a component, because it's definitely an all-encompassing kind of class. So
there was another class too that we were talking about on human design that I was putting together. That's pretty much almost ready to go, which will probably also be a New Year thing.
Awesome. Yeah. And Ramzi has one coming up. You have a class coming up,
which is the
Meet Your Inspirer.
Meet Your Inspirer. It's also
November.
a meditation class.
It is. It is.
So it's different, like Jen said, it's different types of meditation for different types of people.
Yeah.
And any type of meditation will help you. Just find the right one that suits you.
Yeah.
And from the where are we? How many teachers?
There will be 10 of us.
10 of us now. So
I'm just
I'm sure
finalizing something for one of them.
I'm sure one of us has the right meditation for one of you.
Yes.
I'm positive.
Yeah, because we've also got Jacqueline who does yoga. So there's meditative parts of that as well. And I do a channeling class. which is a whole journey related meditative class as well. So, all different aspects and different ways. And all of those actually speak to different uses for meditation too, right? And different angles that you might take with it. So,
yeah, because there's meditation for all different kinds of things, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes we do meditate to quiet the mind. Sometimes we meditate because we want to know something or have a revelation. Sometimes we meditate for inspiration. Sometimes we meditate just to connect. I mean, there's so many ways to and
It's true.
reasons and
Yeah.
practices. So,
Yeah, definitely.
mhm.
Yeah, it's a big topic, meditation, and yet it can be very simple. It can be as simple as just sitting, closing your eyes, and like feeling the sun on your skin, being in the moment. Right. So when I have clients that are not sure how to start, even if it's a nice day, I'll be like, see, go outside, go sit on a bench, close your eyes,
Sunrise.
feel the sun, feel the breeze. What do you hear? What do you smell?
There's also, like, you can find tons of them, please don't buy the book, The High Performance Mind. It's one of those books by Anna Wise, who discovered she didn't discover, she wrote about it, so that made it hers. Awakening the mind, basically calibrating the different frequencies within the mind. Am I?
You're cutting out again. So, yeah, there.
All right,
You're good. You're good now.
I'm good now. Okay, there is interference in my equipment since I started. I don't know why, but although I saged the place before I got on, but there's something there. So
you've got a lot of visitors tonight because the veil's thin and it's Halloween and all. So yeah, sit still. Yeah. Okay. Good advice, Michelle.
So the awakened mind is basically firing up certain parts of the mind, which is different vibrations, the theta vibration and so on. And that, when you have it well-rounded, then you go into a specific space. Yeah, Pamela, thanks.
Sorry, Pamela. They both show up the same way on my screen. My apologies.
So that's another way, but that to go into detail. So I'm saying, please do not buy the book, but it's just there are different ways everywhere. Just join us. I'll quiet down now so that I can sense. Be still for 5 minutes. I really have no idea what is happening tonight. Go ahead. I'll pass on the mic.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, when we get into meditation and you start talking about all the different, the brain states and theta, when we could get into all that detail, but I don't know that that's really what we want to get into tonight, is it?
No, that's not what we want to get into, but I just want to give a bit of color to the topic. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not discouraging it. I thought maybe we could, but I don't know whether you want to.
No, I think it's way too deep, and it's not required. If somebody wants to start learning, like myself, I don't want to know about these things. I just want to know how to quiet down, and my monkey brain will not allow me sometimes, and I'll sit still.
I think you've been told.
And I think I've mentioned it before, but one of the meditations that I really like, actually, it's an act meditation, and it's called Leaves on a Stream. And it's a really simple, basic one that doesn't mean that you have to silence the mind, but it's moving you toward the observer state, right? And so there's guided meditations and all that you can do for that, but basically you visualize yourself sitting next to a stream, and the leaves from the trees are falling into the stream. And every time a thought comes, you just go, on the leaf, and you watch it float down the stream. And the same thought could come 20 times in a row. It doesn't matter. There's no judgment to it. You're just being aware. Oh, there's that thought. Okay, on this leaf, down the stream, right? And just, it's not about turning the mind off, because that's really, really hard for us. but it's about not being so attached to the thought, right? And just having that bit of detachment, being able to observe and not connect to it, not judge it, not have, more thoughts about the thoughts or feelings about the thoughts. Just go, oh yeah, there's that thought. Okay. Oh, that thought too. Right? And you can have as many leaves as you need to as they go down the stream. And you're not guiding them. You're not making them go fast or slow. They're just floating along. And people have different experiences. Like sometimes people will actually dam up the stream. It's like, okay, hold on, what's going on there? Take a minute, step back, just let it flow. We don't need to hold on to these, just let it flow. Right? And so sometimes even just a guided meditation like that can be really helpful if you can't shut off the mind, to just start observing what it's doing, what it's bringing up, what it's cycling through.
Mm-hmm. Another practice that I've used with my channeling class is we'll say, if you're having trouble, you're trying to remember all of this, working through something, just put it on the shelf over there for now. Just put it on the shelf. You can remember that later. Just right now, we're going to just put it on the shelf. It's there for you to pick up on your way out, but for the moment, if you choose to, because maybe you don't need to pick it up anymore when we're done. But it means people feel better, not like we really want to hold on to things, So sometimes it's hard to kind of let it go completely. So we kind of have this imaginary space that we put it in.
Also, the mind likes structure, the 3 steps to get somewhere. So you can create your own 3 steps and you get somewhere. Sit down, relax, close your eyes, walk in the forest, get into a house, sit down, there's a fireplace. You can create it for yourself quietly because that's what you like, or you like to sit in nature and while the raining on you. Whatever appeals to you, that also, and that quiets the thought, because a thought will come in and say, the house should be red. No, okay, fine, let's make it red and move on and just let it go. And if you're like me, and it's like, nah, I have 2 flowers in the front and paint this thing. They're different colors, but then slowly, because now you're allowing it to go, and it knows that it doesn't need to hold on to it anymore. It's like helping it, like Tana said, and put it on side. We have a funny brain.
Yep.
Oh, it's trick-or-treating.
Trick-or-treaters are going to come. Halloween. Nice to pop in. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Pamela.
And it is time for us to wrap up as well. So thank you both. And thanks for coming, Ramzi. It's always great to have you and connect.
Thank you for having me. Sorry, there was some interferences from everywhere tonight, but it's beautiful. It's all wonderful.
It is what it is. It's Halloween.
Yeah.
There is lots of spiritual stuff in the air, and thank you for lending your beautiful talents to Annie and being able to pass that message on. That was lovely.
Pleasure.
And she says, have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Thank you all so much. Thanks for joining us, Annie. And so where can we reach you, Ramzi?
RamziCheety.net or on Facebook. I'm everywhere.
Awesome. Yeah. Good stuff. And sorry?
No. Somebody said, have a great
week. Have a great week.
Estella.
Yes.
Yeah, you too.
You too, Estella. And Jen, where can we reach you?
myholisticself.com or myholisticselfcounseling.com or Holistic Self Counseling, that's Facebook, or Jennifer at myholisticself.com. Or on Twillow. I'm on there too.
Yep. So we are all teachers with the Twillow Lifestyle Academy as well. And, members of the Twillow Lifestyle community, please look at the website for all our classes that are coming up. We have a brand new membership page as well with lots of content from all of our teachers. And so we're building a community of like-minded full of love and collaboration. So please check that out at twillowlifestyle.ca. And I am Tanis Coughlin from the Twillow Lifestyle Community, Twillow Lifestyle Academy. And we thank you all for sharing your beautiful energy with us today. We appreciate it. And we'll see you again next week, if not before, on some of our other shows that we mentioned. Have an awesome week, everyone, and sending you lots of love.